Cybertron was on the brink of destruction. An armada of destroyers, a fusion of giant war machines, was destroying everything in its path. The Autobots and Decepticons had no time to think. The alliance was fragile, and command was lost. Heroic efforts were made, but everyone had one question on their lips. Where is Optimus? Against the backdrop of the ruined capital of Cybertron, where the remains of buildings burn and the streets are littered with metal and ash, cries can be heard. The Autobots and Decepticons are evenly matched as they repel the attacks of the destroyers, who have lost their collective consciousness and are now merging into giant robots. The front lines of the Autobots and Decepticons are no longer able to withstand the enemy's numerical superiority. Starscream furiously commands his troops, but even his bravery is not enough. RC holds back the enemy, her energy almost depleted. They all understand that if the situation does not change, their world will fall. But these battles have resulted in another loss. Optimus Prime has disappeared. The entire army is afraid to say it out loud. It is a pain that prevents them from catching their breath or winning. A roar is heard in the sky. The destroyers are merging into titans. Military ships, destroyed and crushed, fall to the ground more and more often, giving rise to new monstrous figures. The destroyers are devoid of reason, but now they are capable of creating new forms, combining their strength into huge monsters that destroy everything in their path. They cannot be stopped unless Optimus is there. Bumblebee is the Autobots' last hope. He stands on the battlefield, his gaze weary but determined. His armor is covered in dust, but his eyes are filled with despair. He has always been the first to sacrifice himself for others, but now something has changed. He feels empty inside. Where is he? Where is Prime?
He witnesses the Autobots losing one of Cybertron's most important cities. As countless Decepticons and Autobots suffer losses together, continuing the fight, everything now seems pointless. They need Prime. But he has disappeared. Bumblebee, ignoring the destruction, quietly says, "Optimus, we can't do this without you." His gaze conveys not just loss but genuine despair. Despite his usual steadfastness, Bumblebee understands that if Optimus is not found, Cybertron will not survive. In the dungeon of the Cradle of Origin, where all that remains of the ancient power is hidden in the stones, Bumblebee meets Sentinus, the guardian of the Energon Covenant. Sentinus speaks quietly but firmly to Bumblebee.
Prime is alive. His spark has not been extinguished. He has disappeared. His consciousness is lost, but his power remains.
Sentinus looks at Bumblebee, seeing him hesitate.
You are the one who must find him. Without him, the alliance between the Autobots and Decepticons will fall. Without him, Cybertron itself will fall.
Bumblebee decides to accept the challenge. He understands that his spark is not just energy, it is the key to salvation. He must find Prime before the destroyers finish everything off. Sentinus gives Bumble a map, an ancient path to the spark of Prime, hidden deep within the planet. He is not the only one who knows about this path. But even Sentinus cannot say for sure what will happen when Bumble reaches this spark.
The path proves to be difficult. Bumble faces psychological challenges.
His past, his doubts, and his fears become his real enemies. He feels his strength reaching its limit, but he understands that if he does not return Prime, everyone will perish in this endless nightmare. Bumblebee finds what he was looking for. Deep within Cybertron, amid giant rivers of lava, he finds the spark of Prime. It is still burning, but it lacks consciousness. You must bring Prime back, not just find his spark. It is your choice to take on this burden, or watch as the world continues to fall apart. Bumblebee connects his spark to Prime's spark. But this is not just a connection. It is a test where Bumblebee faces the dark demons of his past. He sees possible futures where he himself becomes the new Prime. And everything ends the same way as it does now. The fall of Cybertron. Emptiness. But Bumblebee's inner transformation allows him to withstand the pressure. He revives Optimus's consciousness, albeit not in the same form as before. Optimus returns, though not completely. But now that his spark is burning again, they can work together to bring Cybertron back. When Bumble returned with Prime, there was no time for celebration. With the spark's return, Prime's strength slowly began to return. He stood, barely able to maintain his balance, but a bright flame burned in his eyes once more. Not at full power, but enough to fight the destroyers. New forces of Autobots and Decepticons are visible on the horizon, united under his leadership. Prime is a true leader who can lead them to ultimate victory. The alliance that once seemed lost is now reunited. Only with his will and determination will Cybertron have a chance at revival. A decisive battle for the liberation of Cybertron from the destroyers lies ahead.
Is coming soon to a theater near you. Thank you for watching. Any of your support in the form of likes and comments are very precious to me. Let's continue our journey together.